I am Rahul Chandekra from Dr. Subhash Technical Campus from Degree Electrical Engineering Department. A lecture based on signal and system Z transform. In previous lecture we studied properties of Z transform. So we just recall the properties equation in time domain and Z domain and its ROC. So the first property is linearity. So a1 x1 of n, a2 x2 of n, then the z transform is a1 x1 z plus a2 x2 z, and the ROC, the region of convergence, is intersection of the ROC of x1 of z and x2 of z. And the second property is time shifting. So x of n minus k, z transform is the minus k each raised to z. So x of n minus k time shifting, the z transform is z raised to minus k x of z. Same the ROC of x of z except z equal to 0 if k greater than 0 and j equal to infinity if k less than 0. Now the third property, scaling in z domain. So a raised to n multiply with the x of n, a raised to n x of n, the z transform is x of z by a, and the ROC is mod a r1 less than mod z less than mod a r2. The next property is time reversal. So x of minus n, so z transform is x of z inverse, and the ROC is 1 upon r2 less than mod z less than 1 upon r1. The next property is differentiation in z domain. So whenever any value or n multiply with the x of n, then the z transform is minus z d by dz of x of z, and the ROC is same as ROC of x of z. The next property is convolution. x1 of n convolution x2 of n, z transform is x1 of z multiply with the x2 of z. It means x1 of n z transform is x1 of z transform is x1 of z, x2 and z transform is x2 of z. Whenever there is a convolution, we have to multiply x1 of n z transform is x1 of z and x2 of n z transform is x2 of z. So z transform of x1 of n and x2 of n multiply, then it become time domain convolution. In z domain, just we have to multiply. ROC is at least intersection of ROC of x1 of z and x2 of z. The next property is correlation. So R, it means correlation. R x1 x2 of L, the Z transform is x1 z multiply with the x2 z inverse. So any one quantity will be inverse and another is the same. ROC is intersection of ROC of x1 of z and x2 of z. The next property, multiplication. x1 of n multiply with the x2 of n. The z transform is 1 upon 2 pi j enclosed integration or contour integration x1 of v multiply x2 of z by v inverse dv, and ROC is at least R1L R2L less than Z mod Z less than R1U and R2U. The next property is Parseval's relation. So summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x1 n multiply with the conjugate of x2 of n, then the z transform is 1 upon 2 pi j contour integration x1 of v x2 conjugate upon v multiply with the v inverse dv. So these two property is very important. The next property is initial value theorem. So causal x of n, then here the two dot x of 0 equal to limit z tends to infinity x of z. So it's called initial value theorem. The next theorem is final value theorem. For the causal x of n, x of infinity equal to limit z tends to 1 x of z. So there is only 11 formula or properties of z transform. So again we summarize signal and its z transform and the ROC. So the signal delta n, the z transform is 1 and ROC is entire z plane. So it is unit impulse function delta n minus k. Then the z transform is z raised to minus k and ROC is entire z plane except z equal to 0. For delta n plus k, the z transform is z raised to k and ROC is entire z plane except z equal to infinity. Now the u of n, for u of n, z transform is z divided by z minus 1 and ROC is mod z greater than 1. For n u of n, any value multiply with the u of n, it means causal all the one values, n u of n, z transform is z divided by z minus 1 the whole square. and ROC is mod Z greater than 1. For alpha raised to n u of n, alpha raised to n u of n, Z transform is Z divided by Z minus alpha. So we already studied all the signal and its Z transform. So ROC is mod Z greater than mod alpha. For the signal minus alpha raised to n u of minus n minus 1, it means the folded version of this alpha raised to n u of n. So Z transform is the same as original version, so it is Z by Z minus alpha, and the ROC is mod Z less than mod alpha. So here the ROC of both is different. For alpha raised to n u of n plus beta raised to n u of minus n minus 1, exponentially both the side. So it is z minus z upon z minus alpha minus z upon z minus beta, and ROC is mod alpha less than mod z less than mod beta. For the cos term, so cos omega 0 n un, the Z transform is Z square minus Z cos omega 0 divided by Z square minus 2Z cos omega 0 plus 1, and ROC is mod Z greater than 1. For sin omega 0 n u of n, the Z transform is Z sin omega 0 divided by Z square minus 2Z cos omega 0 plus 1, and ROC is mod Z greater than 1. For a raised to n cos omega 0 n, Z transform is Z square minus AZ cos omega 0 divided by Z square minus 2AZ cos omega 0 plus A0, and ROC is mod Z greater than mod A. For a raised to n sin omega 0 n u of n, the ROC is AZ sin omega 0 divided by Z square minus 2AZ cos omega 0 plus A square, and ROC is mod Z greater than mod A. For u of minus n, Z transform is 1 upon 1 minus Z, and ROC is mod Z greater than 1. For n a raised to n u of n, the Z transform is AZ divided by Z minus A the whole square. And ROC is mod Z greater than mod A. So there is a 14 signal and its Z transform. We studied Z transform. Now the next topic is IZT. It means inverse Z transform. Now in this section we will discuss how to obtain sequence x of n from given x of z. So this process of obtaining x of n from its z transform x of z is called as inverse Z transform IZT. So method for obtaining inverse Z transform. So it is power series expansion, partial fraction expansion, residue method. So let's start from the first, the power series expansion method. This method is also called as long division method or direct division method. Generally, x of z is expressed as a power series in z. So x of z equal to a0 plus a1 z inverse plus a2 z raised to minus 2 plus a3 z raised to minus 3 so on plus an z raised to minus n. So it is equation 1 can be easily obtained by dividing numerator by the denominator of x of z. Now according to definition of z transform, we have x of z equal to summation x of n z raised to minus n. If the sequence is causal, then the limit of n will be from n equal to 0 to n equal to infinity. So now x of z become summation x of n z raised to minus n, and the limit is n equal to 0 to infinity. After expanding, x of z become x of 0 z raised to 0, x of 1 z raised to minus 1 plus x of 2 z raised to minus 2 so on plus x of n z raised to minus n. But z raised to 0 equal to 1, so x of z become x of 0 plus x of 1 z raised to minus 1 plus x of 2 z raised to minus 2 so on the plus the last term is x of n z raised to minus n. So by comparing this equation for this equation with, we already expanded this equation. From these two equations we will get x of 0 equal to a0, x of 1 equal to a1, x of 2 equal to x of a2, and x of n equal to a of n. So this is the general expression of discrete time causal sequence x of n. So x of n equal to an and n greater than or equal to 0. Let's take one example for our better understanding. So determine the z transform of x of z equal to z square divided by 0.5 minus 1.5 z plus z square for ROC is mod z less than 0.5 using long division method. So previous method. So directly the solution is the ROC is given mod z less than 0.5. That means ROC is interior part of circle having radius r equal to 0.5. Now while obtaining the long division, remember the following instruction. In case of anti-causal sequence, the first, carry out the long division by writing the polynomials in the reverse order. That means starting with the most negative term on the left. In case of causal sequence, carry out the long division without changing order of the polynomial. That means starting with the most positive term on the left. The given expression is x of z equal to z square divided by 0.5 minus 1.5z plus z square. While carrying out the long division, always convert the given expression in the simplest form. That means as far as possible it should be in the form of 1 divided by some polynomial. So here the z square, we have to make it 1. So the equation will be divided by z square, or multiply numerator and denominator by z raised to minus 2, or divide by z raised to minus 2. So we can get x of z equal to 1 divided by 0.5 z raised to minus 2 minus 1.5 z raised to minus 1 plus 1. So in numerator must be 1. So this is non-causal sequence. So numerator polynomial should start from maximum negative value of z. So in equation 2, the polynomial is in order, in the proper order. So we do not have to change the order of denominator polynomial. Now we will perform the long division. So keep in mind, so our equation is 0.5 z raised to minus 2 minus 1.5 z raised to minus 1 plus 1. So first we take 1 divide by 0.5 z raised to minus 2 minus 1.5 z raised to inverse plus 1. For first term, we have to make it 1. So which value we have to multiply, so it become 1. So 0.5 multiply with the 2. So 0.5 multiply with the 2, it become 1. And z raised to minus 2 multiply with the z square, so it become 1. So first term is 0.5 z raised to minus 2 become 1. So we have to multiply with the 2z square. So 2z square multiply with the whole equation. So 2z square multiply with the 0.5 z square, it become 1. 1.5 z raised to minus 1 multiply with the 2z square. 1.5 multiply with the 2, it means 3. Z raised to minus 1 multiply with the z square, it become simple z raised to 1. So 1.5 z inverse multiply with the z square, it become minus 3z. 1 multiply with the 2 raised to z square, it means 2 raised to z square. Now after getting this 1 minus 3z plus 2z square, we have to subtract from 1. So we will change the sign of 1 minus 3z plus 2z square for subtracting from the 1. So it become 1 minus 1 here plus and here minus. So 1 minus 1 it is 0, 0, then plus 3z its sign is minus 2z square. So 0 plus 3z plus minus 2z square. Okay. Now we will get 3z minus 2z square. We have to make 0.5z's inverse become 3z. So we must multiply 0.5 with the 6, multiply with the 0.5, so it becomes 3, and z raised to minus 2 multiply with the z cube, so it becomes z. So next term will be multiply is depends on the first term and here the value. So 0.5 z raised to minus 2 must be multiplied with the 6z cube. So here the next term is plus 6z cube. Now plus 6z cube multiply with the whole equation. So plus 6z cube multiply with the 0.5 z raised to minus 2, it becomes 3z. 6z cube multiply with the minus 1.5 z raised to inverse, it become minus z square. 6z cube multiply with the 1, it become plus 6z cube. Now 3z minus 2z square, subtract this equation. So we will change the sign here, minus plus minus. So 3z minus 3z is become 0, minus 2z square plus 9z square, it becomes 7z square. Here the 6z cube minus, so new term is 7z square minus 6z cube. Now in our equation here 0.5 must be become 7z square. So we have to multiply with the 14z raised to 4. After multiplying 14z raised to 4 with the equation or original equation, this one, and the term is 4z raised to 4. 4z raised to 4 multiply with the whole term. So after getting this, we will further get 7z square minus 21z cube plus 14z raised to 4. Subtract from the 7z square minus 6z cube. So we have to do this many times, repeatedly. After 4 to 5 times, we will get 2z square, 6z cube, 14z raised to 4 plus 30z raised to 5 after this process. So now we have x of z equal to whatever we get, it is our x of whatever we get, it is our x of z. So x of z equal to 2z square plus 6z cube plus 14z raised to 4 plus 30z raised to 5, so on. We just stop our division, but it will be infinite, it will be continuous, but up to the 4 or 5 points we will take. Now according to definition, x of z equal to summation n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n z raised to minus n. So for anti-causal sequence, the limit should be n equal to minus 1 to infinity. So x of z equal to x of n z raised to minus n, and we expanding. After expanding, we will get x of z equal to x of minus 1 z raised to 1 plus x of minus 2 z square plus x of minus 3 z cube, x of minus 4 z raised to 4. This equation we will compare with our equation after getting the division. So we will get x of 0 equal to 0, x of minus 1 equal to 0, x of minus 2 equal to 2, x of minus 3 equal to 6, x of minus 4 equal to 14, x of minus 5 equal to 30. So x of n equal to x of minus infinity, x of minus 5, x of minus 4, x of minus 3, x of minus 2, x of minus 1, x of 0. So from the answer x of n equal to, we stop the division. So previous value we don't know, so from starting from 13, 14, 6, 2, 0, 0. So x of 0 equal to 0, x of minus 1 equal to 0, x of 1 x of minus 2 equal to 2, x of minus 3 equal to 6, x of minus 4 equal to 14, and x of minus 5 equal to 13. So we will get our original answer. Thank you.